Hey all, it's been 3 minutes, so I think we should get started. Welcome everyone to the OVN-Kubernetes community meeting. Today is October 27th, 2025. And let's follow the code of conduct and be nice to each other. So today I've prepared some issues to review, hopefully quickly. So let's go through that, and please feel free to add more stuff to the agenda here. So starting with bugs, first of all, I wanted to thank team for fixing one nasty issue, which also unblocked the OVN-CI. Super awesome, makes me happy. Another one was fixed by Perry, which is a nasty unit test flake. Also huge thank you for that. Now to the things that have not yet been fixed. So there is a KubeVirt issue that Kike has started working on. And I think Patrick was going to review that. I see Patrick is here. Patrick, does that sound right?
Sorry, was looking for the unmute. Yeah. I spoke to Kike, and it turns out that I already added some wiring for neighbor advertisements for V6, so he rebased the PR on mine, and I'll review his. Yep.
Okay. So because assign is currently Ricky, so I was wondering if I should assign you and Kiki maybe.
If you could, that
instead.
would be awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay, let's see if Kiki is in here actually. Well, Kiki maybe not. Patrick, I'm afraid you're gonna be alone assigned here. All right. Well, yeah, thanks a lot. Hopefully that goes well. And then, yeah, I don't know if it needs an approval or something. Also, ping us in chat when it's ready. And just one more, which was discussed last time, but I don't think it was reassigned. So I just was wondering if you managed to find someone. Yeah.
I just saw it on the agenda, and I assigned it to myself. So I'll try to take a look or work with Marty if he is available.
Okay, well, sounds awesome. Thank you. 2 things in one day. You're the hero of the day. Okay, well, that's all for today. It's great. We managed to triage that so quickly. So now a couple things. We actually don't have too many open support issues, so that's good, but still going through some of them. Oh, and also I see we are trying, we have the assignment kind of struggles because I can't assign anyone who is not a part of OVN Kubernetes group or something. So if you start working on that, I think someone told me that you cannot assign yourself even. Is that correct?
For issues, is it?
Yeah, I don't know. Ihar, was that you?
I was able to assign myself to the previous one.
I cannot do anything in issues.
Yeah, we used to have member limits when we were free, so we had to and we were at the max, so we couldn't add anyone else. But now that we're in CNCF, we can probably add more people. So we can look at if we can add Ihar in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe then I'll just add people that are kind of regularly now joining the meetings and working on stuff. And then if you don't like that, let me know, I'll remove you. But I also think that everyone was supposed to be able to assign themselves to any repository, which is strange that it doesn't work. So maybe there is also something else we need to fix. Anyway, that's a conversation for another time. Let me write down that I need to do that. Okay, so where were we? Here, yes. So readiness probes for OVN-Kube node and Ovis node. I think Ihar started answering something, and then it looks like Gears' help is needed.
I think the question is there, why these particular numbers? And I did some Git digging, and I don't see at least explicit reasoning why these specific numbers were chosen. That's all I did.
Okay,
but
awesome.
I think what they were trying to say there is that the service takes quite a lot of time, maybe too long to become ready. And I've noticed that myself on kind clusters I have, but whether there's any particular reason to keep it so long, maybe like on that scale is somehow different. I don't know. So that's why I think someone else should take a look.
Okay.
Yeah. Initially, there were some talking about startup delay. Sorry, I'm driving and just walking. This is something to do with startup delay and timeout and frequency with the probe should run. Like this is with regard to all those timers for readiness and liveness probe, is it? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, let's talk offline. There was some
60
reasoning
seconds.
behind it. See, obviously, it has to be fine-tuned every time we release because things change and the same numbers, what was good 2 years ago, may not be the same now, right? So it could be that it could be fine-tuned for sure. Yeah, let's start a thread, please, and then I can chime in.
So do you mind if I just assign you to the issue and then you can maybe reply something in the comments?
Yeah, absolutely. Please do.
Okay, awesome. I'll do that. Thank you. Yeah, and I also wanted to say that we probably want some downstream experience because these values may only be used upstream. So yeah. Anyway, that's good. This one we have assigned, and another one then. And thank you, Ihar, for just chiming in and not leaving our users being bored there. And then there is one more, which I think was assigned some time ago, but doesn't seem to have any activity. So how to handle DHCP on primary interface. And then Surya says here that we agreed to assign Girish. Girish, do you know what that is about? Maybe we did that maybe on one of our previous meetings.
Yeah, I've not had a chance to look at it. I'll hopefully do it by this week and then have some update by next meeting.
Yeah, awesome. Please do. I will be going through
I would also add here that probably this should be looked at in the context of the other issue that was reported about documenting how the netplan/network manager should be configured. There is a work in progress patch that was posted like today. So maybe they should, like, it should be considered in the scope of that because I think this is relevant.
Okay, can you remind me who is working on that patch? You've just mentioned?
I can, but you can open like pull requests the latest.
No, I'm asking who posted the patch basically, so.
Yeah, I don't remember, but you can open the pull requests and see like at the very top or something.
Okay, if it's freshest, then let's do this.
Work in progress docs, how to add.
One.
Yeah,
no?
This is about the breach, but I think it's relevant because it's talking about the same thing, like how to configure the host, what is supported for the host.
Okay, maybe we just put like some kind of dependency also so that whoever does that do not lose it.
I mean, you're trying to capture everything from network manager to netplan, or what exactly are you going to do there?
They may not be on the call, but for what I saw, right now it's netplan there, but I assume there will be a network manager.
Network manager too, yeah. So yeah, let me talk to him offline.
Okay, sounds good. So this one is, I guess, just I didn't get to it, but okay. We probably should also assign that to Selvin, maybe. When I add enough people to the org. Okay, I'll just post a comment that it's related for now. And yeah, Girish, please follow up on some of these things. We'll get back to it next week. Thank you. Okay, the triage is done. Yeah.
Yeah, there's one more issue I think on the Slack. Nobody has responded. I was trying to look at it yesterday. I was trying to catch up, which is basically with Helm release 1.1, right? Like our we released 1.1, and as part of 1.1, we made ICS the default, and somebody tried to
upgrade from 100 to 110, and obviously they were in central mode, and they tried to upgrade to interconnect, and things broke. So they're asking on the Slack.
Oh no.
Yeah, they were asking on the Slack how do I go about now, and things like that. And then I started looking at the helm chart. There's something missing in the helm chart that we should have documented. So I'll try to respond to it. If not, I'll ask somebody to help me here. So basically, it's on the Slack. It's something to do with
Yeah,
how do
found
we
it.
yeah, right. It was like from last Monday or Tuesday. I forget what it is, but yeah, I can just
Okay, let me reply to
capture
that
it here.
question. Also, maybe asking to open an issue, and Girish, I'll tag you there. So, yeah,
Yeah,
please see
please
maybe
do.
if you can find something useful, or if not, we'll try to assign that to someone. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Did we? I mean, we kind of the official position is that we don't really support upgrades upstream between these releases. I mean,
Yeah.
should we describe a process to do that? Actually, that sounds reasonable.
Yeah, I think we should, as part of figuring out the upgrade ourselves downstream, any good thing that comes out of it, we'll document and publish it upstream. It should happen within the next 1 month. So we should definitely provide the path at least, even though if it's manual, we can provide the
Yeah.
steps, and then people can write a shell script around it, or decide how they want to do it until we come up with an upgrade operator. But for now,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, let's do that.
So you will.
But we
go
had
ahead.
agreed we wouldn't support any upgrade upstream, and we don't support any today.
That's correct, but at least capture the steps as to how one can not gracefully, at least these are the things that you can use to move, but no automation around it, and then they can build at least steps, if not anything else, right?
But we're going
And
to support these steps.
yeah, because I'm saying if we downstream, we have to go through this exercise anyways, and as part of that, if we can come up with like one pager, if somebody's stuck, this is how you would do it. Of course, I don't know whether we have to test the upstream for it or not. Let's think about it. But I think it's a nice thing to do if it's possible. Anyway, we are doing it downstream. So if it's not too much, we can always add the steps.
Yeah, and also, what was the plan for like we cannot not support upgrades forever, right? We probably should start doing that eventually.
Yeah, what we said was with 1.2, we are going to deprecate central, and IC would be the thing. And in 1.3, we're going to remove completely the central. And then in 1.2 and 1.3 timeframe, we're going to have this Oven Kubernetes upgrade operator purely for interconnect. And that operator will add support for upgrades within the interconnect thing. So that's what I remember discussing, right, guys? Right, everyone?
Yeah,
Because
but
yeah,
we said we would not support any upgrade from non-IC to
central.
IC.
Correct.
And if we put together a list of manual steps to do, and then someone tries it and they run into a problem, they're going to file an issue, and we claimed here like support for this manually, and now we have to help them fix it. So I don't know if we want to do that, or just document the things and say, hey, these are steps you can take, but it's unsupported.
Yeah,
to get your cluster into IC.
Yeah, we can just say it's known to work. If it does not work, just reinstall stuff. Well, let's see.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the conclusion then? Should I say that we don't support upgrades?
Yeah, we
at
don't
all, and we
support
will not
automated
even write
upgrades.
anything?
And we don't support automated upgrades, so we're going to publish best known way to move manually. If that step is like 100 steps, then obviously it's better for them to rebuild, right? But
also what Tim said, right? As
general,
soon as you release any kind of upgrade instructions, you kind of supporting that, and then you'll have to make sure it works for everyone.
Okay. So, I'm just trying to see for last 3-4 years when Dan William was there and all of us was started this whole thing, we said upgrade was not part of the thing. We were very small people, sort of folks back then, so upgrade was not part of it. Or the downstream will take care of the upgrade. We can continue to keep the stand, and then for IC with upgrade operator, maybe we can change the stand for the betterment of the entire community, correct? So I'm fine both ways. At least it's nice to, looks like already somebody hit the issue. So if the steps is 10 steps and simple, let's capture it. If it's too complicated, let's not capture it. Let's take it, let's see what it takes to manually move. If it is too complicated, let's not, because we'll have to support it. No? Let's take it, let's take step by step. By next week, we'll do some next meeting.
So do you want to start a Slack thread or something to discuss what's the best way to do that? Or I don't know, if we want to reply straight ahead in that thread, maybe that person who is asking for help doesn't need to know all the internal decisions about how we do that. So maybe we should decide first on what's exactly our official posture there and then reply.
I think if I understood the question correctly on the Slack thread, it was more of how do I use the Helm to install IC from scratch? He wasn't sure whether one single node zone should be set to true, control plane set to true, and zone control. It's mostly from scratch, not an upgrade. But he did say, I tried to move to 110, but it broke my cluster. So somebody did move from central to IC broke, right? So there are two things. Let's first fix the install from scratch. Obviously, it should be seamless. Second thing is upgrade. We'll figure it out whether we should support or not. The reason why I'm trying to say that it's good to support is because downstream we are anyway want to do this. If we can get some learning and if it's a 5-point step, then easy to support. If it is 25 point, then we'll say sorry, wait for the upgrade operator and manually do the thing. Does it make sense?
Okay, makes sense. I guess we just say we don't support anything if you find out the process is simple enough. We just say, okay, congratulations, everyone. We do support something now, or here are the steps. And so, okay, then I'll tag you if you don't mind in that thread so that the person knows that we have looked into this message and not just ghosting them. Okay, awesome. I'll do that.
So I started looking at it, but then suddenly I saw something called zone controller chart. I don't even know what is that zone controller because we don't have it downstream. So I got confused and I was like, okay, let me take time to reply.
Okay, I see.
This is zone controller subchart. I don't know if anyone on the call, like Kathy, do you know about it? Or because I don't see it downstream and we don't use it in our IC stack. So the reason why I'm asking downstream is Helm mostly came from us. So I'm just trying to see if anybody on the call from our side, they know about that zone control. Okay. Let's move on, please. I'll talk to the folks downstream and then reply.
Okay. Okay, let me finish typing the message. Okay. Now, Patrick, you are looking for a maintainer to review.
Yeah, that's an external contribution we got to configure some paths that were previously hard-coded, and I've reviewed it, and after a few iterations, I think it looks good. So you see the CLI flags, that's basically what it adds. So it allows you to configure the renders and also the DB locations, and the defaults are as they were previously, so we should be good with it being compatible.
Okay, sounds good. It's not too large of a change. Any maintainer volunteers to take a look?
I can take a look.
Yay.
Tag me on there.
Should I add you to
Yeah,
assignments?
Do that one.
Okay, let's see how I find you. Okay. Yay. Okay, awesome. Yeah, that looks very reasonable. Hopefully won't take too much time. So thank you, Patrick, for reviewing that. And thank you, team, for volunteering. Really nice. And it looks like it's the last item on our agenda. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss today?
Ihar, I know I owe you reviews on the node reboot stuff, and I will get to that soon.
Thank you.
Okay, that's good to know. Anything else?
Yeah, so the metadata service thing, right? I was talking to Girish a little bit this morning. So, we have PBR stuff like that we use with Meg. So we have like the can't think of the name of it right now for some reason. Admin, what's it called?
Policy-based routing, APBR.
External,
Yeah.
admin external routes or something like that.
Yeah, long name, right? And then
Yeah.
the plan was all along to also introduce like an internal PBR that was admin based because NVIDIA had already written it downstream and they were eventually going to bring it upstream. So the plan is still to bring that upstream and have it work with UDN. And Girish was saying, okay, well, why don't we just add support to that so that we can reroute, we can create an admin-based policy that will reroute packets to the metadata VIP towards wherever we want it to go rather than trying to leverage services. So I just wanted to bring that up, see if that's a better solution to go with. Then we can kind of conclude on the direction there.
So that only admins can configure that. Are we fine with that? I think.
It's like it's like CUDN.
Yeah, kind of.
Admin, it's a namespace scoped object, but admins can configure it.
I mean, did we intend for APBR to be configurable by namespace owners, or do we try to only let cluster admin do that? I don't remember.
Yeah, it's like egress firewall. Okay, we want the cluster admins to do it for a reason being, otherwise everybody can reroute packets from you to me and other. That's why we said, you know what, let's do it admin PBR, but it's still namespace scope. In that way, I can say all the pods within this namespace can talk to other. They can see the way, just to give more ideas, like just context about where we use this today. Okay, we have internet gateway in our Kubernetes cluster. We say, see all of these pods, if they want to talk to internet, obviously they can exit out through the local gateway router on every node, SNAT it to the machine IP, the host IP, and from there physical routing will take it to an internet appliance. So if you have
Girish, we have that upstream too, right? So the only difference is upstream it only works for north-south, and what we need is also east-west, right?
That's correct, east-west. And then I'm just giving an example for others who don't know about. I was just like Dave or others are wondering what it is. So for the east-west, for the east-west, what we do is a bunch of pods in a namespace. If they want to talk to internet, we want the entire leg of that packet path to be on the overlay. We take that packet all the way up to a bunch of pods called internet gateways, which will have a leg on that overlay. And then the packet hits the pod, the internet gateway pod with a multi-home pod. It has second interface on local net. And then there within the pod, we forward a SNAT and send the packet to the internet. So basically we have funneled all the ingress and egress into the cluster on a bunch of things, and everything is overlaid. So nothing goes to the physical fabric. So no call to your switch admin. So that's where we wrote that whole thing, and it's still there. So we definitely have plans to do it by within next quarter. We'll submit OCAP and everything. So that's the admin PBR for East-West. So here also, when somebody calls for that 169.254, we can just say your next stop is whoever is interested in it for that namespace. Obviously, you cannot have more than one metadata service, which is true even with OpenStack. Every given namespace will have, or every given project in OpenStack will have one metadata service, and that metadata service will proxy to wherever it wants to go.
It's not doing any NAT though, right?
Sorry, go ahead.
It's not doing NAT. It's just changing the next hop.
Correct. It's not doing any DNAT, and so we also have a. So I was just quickly looking this morning, like with Tim, along with Tim. So I kind of forget how things happen in OpenStack, but at least we have our own metadata service for the bare metal provisioning. When we reroute it to the endpoint should have that IP address plumbed. If you're not DNATing, when the packet is forwarded, it's basically overriding the routing decision and forwarding the packet through policy. The destination that receives the packet, now the destination IP is 169.254. So that particular pod should know that it should accept packet on that particular IP. So I
Right.
was just asking him, that means that they should plumb that IP on that interface. That LSP now should have port security disabled equals false, right? Otherwise, if port security is on, they never get those packets in. But that's the thing with any rerouting, right? Every time you reroute, a pod gets a packet not meant for it. Obviously, port security should be disabled. We have this annotation which says when you're asking for a pod, you can say should we skip port security or not, or they set it to false, and then we know whether. Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is there is also another thing where you need to make sure the port security should be disabled, otherwise you'll never get the packet.
Do we have that merged already upstream?
We have like 41 items that has not been merged. So the small things, so we go to like right time we're going to we have a program and start merging. One of those items is that.
Yeah,
Okay, I
that will
remember
require
seeing a
some
issue
work.
from Miguel on that.
I see. So like just like IPAM claim, where you say I want this pod should have this IPAM claim to network selection element, we can say, hey, by the way, on this interface, I want port security disabled.
Okay, so that's kind of good to know, but still the more or less the implementation detail wasn't so, but that means you'll have to create one APBR in every namespace that needs to use that. And can it select pods like endpoints that are outside the namespace? Because Tim, you mentioned that you want the cluster UDN also to be supported where you have one metadata service in some namespace, and then all the namespaces from the same network should be routed to that one, right?
See, normally how metadata service works is it's local to every node. So it will be a daemon set. So the next hop, I mean, today the API, just the next hop is a bunch of IPs. So we'll have to add an extension to that. We'll say next hop is a pod selector, and then we'll have local pod selector equals 2. Because if I'm a pod, I want metadata. I don't want to be routed to node 100 across 10 racks when the metadata service is running right next to me. And then I don't have to go to Geneva. I just get the reply. So like internal, what is it? That local internal local traffic, whatever the service has that thing where you say this, I forget, ITP equals true. Yeah, something very similar to that. We say, so let me answer a couple of questions there, right? One is we need an option where the source and destination will be on the same node. And if that flag is not set, then the destination can be anywhere within the same namespace, right? The question now you're asking, can it go to a different namespace? Yeah, yes, it can. You can, because the cluster admin, they can reroute anywhere you want. Of course, you have to be careful in what they're drafting. But yeah, the answer to your question is all correct. But I don't know whether we can do from PUDN to CUDN. It has to be at that UDN layer. Either all the PUDN, of course, PUDN is at namespace level, correct? But if you have CUDN that says for multiple namespaces, this is the PUDN, then you could have metadata service running on a different namespace for that PUDN. Does it make sense?
Yeah. So like we're
Actually,
going to go
not
down
cross
the
the boundary.
road. We're going to go down
Sorry,
the road here of defining the API for the admin policy-based internal route, which probably is not going to be very productive.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
So
yeah, this needs to be written down also. Do you want to add it as an alternative to the OCAP or something?
I think I'm just going to close the OCAP, and then whenever admin policy-based internal route gets an OCAP upstream, it'll define this behavior.
So, but so Tim, the all the other options you had in OCAP, that's all now no go, is it, from upstream point of view?
Yeah, I don't think we're like getting anywhere. So
okay,
I think just rerouting is probably better.
Well, I wouldn't be so
if we
sure if you
reroute,
have this
though,
service kind of behavior. What you explained in OCAP, I think, was slightly different from what Girish just said with one's metadata service per node when you want to use local one all the time.
How is it different?
Well, you didn't expect any load balancing. Yours was per namespace or even per UDN, which means it spans nodes, and then you were going to map it to the pod, and then you didn't mention what kind of internal traffic policy we want.
It's in there.
Did you?
Yeah, but yeah, it's the same result. It's just not in the reroute case. It's not DNATed, which is what OpenStack does anyway. It DNATs
Right.
inside of the network namespace to whatever HA proxy is listening on. So to reroute seems more accurate than to load balance. It was just load balance was like a convenient hack to get the packet to where it needs to go because we don't have any support for rerouting internally.
But if you don't DNAT, then you need to have that 169.254 address inside the pod. Otherwise, NetStack's just going to drop it as unknown traffic.
Or you need an IP tables rule to just DNAT it to 127.0.0.1.
Or an IP tables rule to DNAT it,
Yeah,
right.
which is what like Neutron does today. But then we also need port security disabled.
Yeah, you also
so
need port
another
security.
feature.
Correct. You need port security.
So, okay, it sounds like there are quite a lot of details to discuss there anyway. If you're somehow absolutely confident that's the right way to go, sure, we can wait for APBR to be introduced upstream. But if you kind of already know how it's going to work, I probably would just go and update the OCAP so that we can all make sure that's how we want it to work. Because it would be strange if you introduce it all upstream and then we decide that it's not the right implementation for the metadata service.
No, I think what Tim is saying is, sorry, go ahead. Tim.
Well, there is no concept of metadata service in upstream. So we're like inventing how we think it should work based on how we plan to use it downstream. So we're not like defining metadata with the internal based routing API. We're just going to say, here is how you can use it. And one of those use
So
cases
you will
is
not
metadata
do
for
then,
us.
Okay, so because there is no extra functionality, you'll just use existing features for that.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying? Yeah, I mean, I guess.
What was wrong with the load balancer class thing, Tim? I thought that was heading in the right direction. I know we've been down many different directions on the metadata service thing.
Yeah, it brings us back to the problem of now I can't use this for CUDN because anyone on the CUDN in their namespace could make this load balancer service, and now it can screw over someone else.
Yeah, admin services.
Yeah, we need like an admin role for that, and it's like an API problem.
Okay, well then we just wait for the APBR to be upstreamed, I guess. We can get back to that discussion anytime if needed.
Yeah. So Garish Adam blocks us downstream at least, and then we can focus on how do we get those things upstream.
Yeah, anyway, admin people as a whole has to be upstreamed. Right now, unfortunately, I needed this metadata service like yesterday. So, but in general, if people feel that rerouting, that's what we do actually, right? In OpenStack, in OVN parlance, there's the notion of local port where we say, see, in OpenStack, everything was Linux network namespaces, and you would run this Uber metadata service for the Neutron project, right? Neutron metadata agent, and then the Neutron metadata agent would talk to Nova or whatever it is. So it's part of the project. But some of the requests is that, hey, I'm creating these VMs, and then for this VM, I decide what metadata service I want to provide for those VMs, Kubernetes VMs. So I, as a Kubernetes cluster owner, I'm used to a CNI. I'm churning these VMs, and these VMs now needs metadata service. I'm going to provide it. So nothing as a CNI you own. You see where I'm going with this? You're just a CNI provider. You don't know nothing about metadata service. I use KubeVirt and my CNI to bring up VMs. Now these VMs need metadata service. Just take this packet from the VM to this metadata service. That's it. I'll take care of the rest. You see, the difference with OpenStack is Neutron metadata agent was part of the Neutron project. It was part of the entire OpenStack control plane. I, as a project, I just come. You see what I'm saying? So there's some differences here. So I think we should just route the packet to wherever the customer asks us to route. and then they'll implement the rest. That's my head is at.
So reusing, I think PBR.
It's a little bit of the reason why we went with ITP true is that a lot of the ITP equals true. So we'll have to now a little bit duplicate because I want to talk to the local node instead of going across the rack and things like that. So that's why admin PBR initially we thought about it, but we went through that initial headless equals.
Yeah, I guess.
No, there's three, but yeah.
Okay, I think we kind of have an agreement on that one. So it's going to be a downstream only for now. And we won't really even introduce the metadata service upstream at all, I guess. It will just be a downstream solution.
Okay. Anything else?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
So for the Avan Kubernetes upstream, this is more like just a status update of what it is. So I pasted the first MR to that Avan Kubernetes MCP. And I think we are still waiting on one of the maintainers to review it. I think Surya might be interested in this because she has idea. She is the one who started the OCAP for this project. I gave +1 from my end. Arka addressed all my comments and basically if this is merged, we can build on top of it. I'm still
I can
waiting.
take in. I'll take
a look. Surya is not on the call.
Sure.
I can help you out. Okay.
Sure, Girish.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. Very interesting. Anyone else who's interested, you can take a look. Thank you, Girish. Anything else for today?
20 minutes back to
people.
Okay, smells like free 20 minutes then.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you all for joining. See you later.